Okay, so we have two individuals that are here tonight. Would like to make a recommendation. We have an opening in the part-time dispatch area as well as a part-time police officer position. For dispatch, we have Louis Rosado, 32 years of age, attended our local school, graduated from New Paltz High School. Presently lives in Wappingers. We completed his background, and everything was great. I think he'll be a great asset to our agency as a part-time dispatcher, and I would recommend that you would approve him for hire to the town board.
So moved.
The next individual is for a part-time police officer position, Robert McCutcheon, 26 years of age. He grew up in Walk Hill. I've actually known him for many years when I used to coach with my kids with football, the good old days. He lives in the town of Newburgh now with his wife. He is presently a part-time police officer in Plattekill, where he's been there for approximately just over 3 years. Again, his background, everything came back great, and I'm looking forward to him being a member of our agency. I think he'll be a great asset for us as well.
Okay, like, make a motion to refer that to the town board.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That's good for the commission. I'll just bring them up and introduce them officially when we do the town board part.
And so I'd like to hand over to you for the monthly report.
Okay, so we had two commendation letters for the month of November. The first one is from a case actually that happened in 2018. I won't read the entire letter. You've had an opportunity to see it. It's a gentleman that ended up severing his hand with a saw. The officers that attended to him was Officer Brianne Quigley, Officer Evan Redmond, Officer Connor Steinlein, who was part-time at the time. He's full-time in town of Newburgh now. He's no longer with us. And Sergeant Carmine Fuca. He just said they handled themselves very professionally while comforting him while he was in shock. Officer Brianne also deserves special recognition, who applied a tourniquet to his arm and his hand to stop the bleeding. The officers also then had to search for his hand because the dog that was on the scene actually moved it to another location. So they were able to locate the hand and have him and the hand brought to the hospital, where they were able to reattach, although he has very little use of it. They were able to do some saving as well as life-saving protocols. The second one was a call to our dispatch. An individual was stopped for excessive speed by Officer Duke Bunce and Officer Jerome Milton. I just wanted to say that they were very professional in the stop. They were spot on with the way they acted and treated them, and they're a credit to our agency. And we have 3 defensive action reports for November. The first one is one report. The first one has to do with a 21 years of age male, 5'10", 160 pounds, medium build, black, non-Hispanic. Charges were for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. When the officers attempted to take the individual into custody, he began to remove his jacket and take a defensive stand against the officer. Told him he was under arrest. He attempted to push the officer. The officer took him by the individual took the officer by his right wrist and actively resisted, tried pulling away and struggling with the officer. He continued to tell him he was under arrest. He refused to comply to the verbal directions and put the individual into an armbar, brought him to the ground, at which time he was handcuffed without any further. The individual did have a minor injury to his nose, a little scrape on his nose. He was treated by New Paltz Rescue. He refused treatment. Second defensive action has 4 reports filed on the one individual. I'm not going to read all of them. You've had opportunity to read them. I'll read the main officer's report, which includes what the other officers did to assist. The charges were, it's 22 years of age, male, 5'10", 175 pounds, medium build, black, non-Hispanic. Disorderly conduct, resisting arrest. The officer attempted to place the individual into custody for disorderly conduct, at which time the individual pulled away from him. tried to walk away 2 separate times. He then grabbed him using a takedown, directing him to the ground. The individual physically fought with the officer, flipping him off him as he was trying to cuff him, getting on top of the officer, at which time was attempting to strike the officer, and the officer was defending himself. Sergeant that arrived to the scene attempted to assist. The individual then began fighting with the supervisor. After this went on for about a minute or so, they were able to take him into custody. I actually observed the video of this as well as the lieutenant doing the review of the case, and it's alarming to see how somebody will struggle and fight with the officers on lack of respect for law enforcement in a case like this. Luckily, none of the officers were hurt. The individual only sustained a minor abrasion to his nose and lip area. He was treated by New Paltz Rescue, also refused treatment. The other 2 officers that assisted as well, they just assisted with with handcuffing, because the individual was still trying to, even when they finally got him on his stomach, was trying to keep his arms underneath so he couldn't be cuffed. The last defensive action, there's 2 reports filed. One individual, 19 years of age, male, 5'11", 170 pounds, medium build, black, non-Hispanic, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest. A group of individuals in an altercation in front of one of the local establishments. The officer identified himself as a police officer, told parties to stop fighting. The individual failed to and just kept antagonizing the situation with the fight. Told the individual he was under arrest for disorderly conduct, grabbed his arm to arrest him. The individual pulled away and pushed the officer in the chest, attempting to walk away. Grabbed his arm, utilized a takedown, got him to the ground, and he was assisted by the second officer on the scene and handcuffed. While he was still on the ground, the crowd was beginning to get close to him, yelling and displaying aggressive behavior. The officer just deployed his pepper spray and just advised people to step back to calm the crowd down, which they listened. The other officer also, on the onset, as the crowd was being aggressive, while the first officer was attempting to make the arrest, he unholstered his taser and advised the crowd to get back because they were again approaching the officers. They did back. He was able to then see another female jump on the other officer's back while he was attempting to arrest the other individual. He was able to get the female off the other officer's back and assist in the arrest. There was no injury or anything during that situation. And that's all we have for the defensive action. Some interesting ones.
Yeah.
Can you
I
just
mean,
remind me,
so-
I'm not looking at the report, I can't download it right now. What time of day were these two last?
The last 2?
Yeah.
They were
2:30.
4:22.
Yep. One was 3 a.m.
3
and the last one was 4:22.
So the county has to approve any change in the hours of closure of
Yeah.
establishments?
Yeah, closing just one location, one town.
It would just go someplace else. On the one hand, that's probably what would happen, I'm sure it's what would happen, but it might.
Well, years back, they closed Dutchess County, and this goes even before my time. Dutchess County used to close at 2 o'clock. They found that there were more accidents taking place because people at 2 o'clock don't want to go home, so they were driving over the bridge, going to the next counties over in order to still go out.
One of the worries is, because we've talked about it, the lieutenant, and the concern is that people are out and the bartenders we train them with the different
Tips training.
And that we have officers out. If the bars close at 2, everyone goes to a party, and there are no officers on the street, there are no bartenders making sure people are getting too drunk.
And, with a bar, there is some sort of control with the tavern owners themselves and their employees. Plus, we have access to those buildings, so we can monitor, keep an eye on it. if there's home parties, we don't have the ability just to walk in people's houses and see what's going on in there, unless there's something serious going on that we can gain access. And sometimes we go to parties and people just don't open the door. You know, we can't access unless there's a crime taking place that we could officially go in to prevent or stop. But if it's just a noise complaint and, you know, we don't have access, we can't just walk in.
So, someone mentioned to me, I forgot who it was, that there's a rule or a protocol that unless you have a New Paltz ID, you're not admitted to those bars between 2 and 4. Is that the case? Is there anything to do there where it's like people coming from out of town? I mean, who's being arrested? Are they folks coming out of town looking just for more action at 2 o'clock?
Most is out of town. Most
Yeah.
of the cases are out of town. Once in a while, we have, you know, either a student or somebody local.
Have you heard of that protocol or anything like that?
That is up to a bar. Some of the bars will say that, you know, we're only letting in IDs from our community because of some trouble that they're seeing. I don't know if you recall when we had the shooting in one of the local
Murphy's,
bars, the district attorney supported that as some of the bars were doing it. Some people say you can't do that, but some bars are doing it. It's their establishment, as long as they're not basing it on race or, you know, or sexual orientation or anything that is a discriminatory way, they can do it. And that's why that's what they were doing. Right now, we're not seeing a lot of major issues going on. We are seeing this disorderly conduct stuff that's actually taking place in the parking lots for the most part. They are drinking somewhere, but a lot of them pre-game. They drink before they come out to the bars.
Sure.
You know, and some of them aren't even allowed into the bars, so that they just come in and hang out in the streets and see who they can meet in the streets. And,
Yeah.
you know, they end up becoming disorderly in different fashions.
But from your standpoint, there's nothing here that you're like, hey, we got to stop what's going on there between 2 and 4 in the
No,
morning?
this particular month, we've had a few incidents where people were, you know, being combative with us, physically combative, not just resisting, but being combative. You know, we go through spurts on that, you know.
But it's also, it's a little bit more of a dangerous time to be a police officer in general.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's a lot of change taking place with, you know, the justice reform going on starting January. As you've heard, we're doing a lot of updates to our procedures. You know, bail is going to be non-existent from, you know, the police officer standpoint. There's certain crimes that we would normally take bail on that we will not be able to, and the courts will not be able to. So there's a lot of stuff in there that we're concerned about from a law enforcement community.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One other question. I was surprised in those last 2 reports that I didn't, you know, that officer chose not to use a taser in a situation where, you know, they're not only being combative and they've been asked to stop several times, so that they continue to get violent with more than one officer. It's like, what, were you surprised by like?
No, you know, the one where the female jumped on the officer's back, the officer chose to use his hands to remove her rather than using the taser.
Uh-huh.
You know, the taser is another tool. There's
Was
another
like a
tool.
last tool for you guys? Not the
I think
last.
this
No,
came up-
obviously not the last.
It depends. It's not a matter of, it's not a continuum. You know, we're gonna look at what we need at that moment.
Yeah.
You know, you can go right to the hand gun if need be. But we try to, you know, start with the verbal and
Yeah.
work our way from there, physical direction. The officer felt that he was able to remove her from the officer without using the taser, and, you know, and I commend the officers for doing that
Yeah.
when they can.
Yeah,
If
that,
you
it was
use
it was the
then
second
justify it.
incident that I was like a little more surprised. The second incident where I wouldn't
Very-
stop.
yeah,
And supervisor came, he wanted a piece of him too.
Yeah, that could have been a perfect opportunity to use the taser. The officers, again, when certain things happen in a very fast, and if you watch the video, and you're welcome to come and see the video, things happen very quickly. So to go to a taser in certain circumstances, sometimes, you know, it is a downright brawl, you know,
Yeah.
where you're actually fighting with the
Right.
individual. Doesn't happen often, but it
Yeah.
does happen.
Yeah.
So it all depends on timing, location, you know, who's in what vicinity. In situations like this, unfortunately, and a lot of it has to do with training, you see across country, where another officer may shoot the other officer because they're trying to shoot the individual. You know, so, you know, we would love compliance, we don't want to struggle with people.
Right.
But it's not always the case.
Right, thank you.
No, that's it, we're all set?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the police commission meeting?
Just one thing before we do, if you don't mind. I'd like to thank you very much for all you do for the town. I've thoroughly enjoyed being able to interface with you and your officers and the rest of the force during my time on the town board. And thank you for all you do for the town, and please share my appreciation to the rest of your staff.
I definitely will, and thank you for working with you over the years as well. It's been a pleasure. I know you're doing a lot of work, and you're going to continue to do a lot of work for our new police agency, for the building, and we appreciate the effort you put into that as well, so thank you.
And thank you.
I'll second the supervisor's motion to adjourn the police commission.
All in favor?
Aye.
To make a motion to open the public hearing for the water sewer billing law.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If anyone has any comments, public comments on the water sewer billing law, please come up. We're going to leave it open for, I guess, part of the town board meeting. So we'll close, but we have to remember to close at the end of the meeting before we pass the law. So, and with that, I'd like to make a motion to open the town board meeting of December 19th, 2019.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second for discussion.
Discussion.
I'd like to request adding an item solar at the landfill, when I will ask for a vote to authorize the ad hoc committee to negotiate with HESP Solar.
Second?
Yeah, and, yes. All in favor of adding that?
Aye.
Aye. And then I would like to add two items to the consent agenda. Let's see. One concerns the appointment of a full-time officer that was not in the minutes. We're going to retroactively make that appointment. And the other is request for the town to waive its right to a 30-day hold on an applicant's license approval for a New York State liquor license.
I'll second both of those items. They're both consent agenda?
Yes.
Both for the consent. Second?
And anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
And so with that, I'd like to, announcements. Town offices will be closed December 24th and Wednesday, December 25th. And with that, I'd like to open the town board public comment session. If anyone has things they'd like to say for public comment for the town board, please sign up and come up to the front. If not, I'd like to make I guess the first, well, why don't we start with the, we had a referral from the Town Board of Police Commission to hire a part-time officer and a part-time dispatcher, so I'd like to make a motion to hire Robert McCutcheon as a part-time police officer and Luis Rosado as a part-time dispatcher.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, and we could do the swearing in.
Okay, we'll just do one at a time, this way we can all get their moment up here. As I mentioned at the police commission meeting, Luis Rosado graduated New Paltz High School, 05, I believe. Now lives in Wappingers Falls. Background was great, and I think he'll make a great asset to us for our agency, and we have a part-time opening at this time that would like to should do this one.
You can just turn around and face the camera. And you're going to raise your right hand. And you're going to repeat after me, and you can just read along. I
Aye. Louis J. Rosado Jr.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time dispatcher
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time dispatcher
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Need you to sign right here.
Thank you. I'll come back in a minute.
Okay, now, I'd like to have Robert McCutcheon come up. As I mentioned at the police commission meeting, Robert McCutcheon is from Walk Hill, 26 years of age. He's been a part-time police officer for the last 3 years. Background came back very nice. We're looking forward to him joining us in the part-time ranks of a police officer. I think he'll be a great asset for our agency as well. So, welcome.
Okay, just look at the camera, raise your right hand. And you're gonna repeat after me and follow along. I
I, Robert McCutcheon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time police officer
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of part-time police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Need you to sign right here. That's it.
Thank you and welcome.
That's all you need here for, or you want any more questions?
We're gonna, discussion about the promotion of, so we, as everyone knows, that Chief Snyder is retiring and leaving the force after 32 years. And the town board has chosen to do the interviews from within to replace the chief. We all think that the department is running very, very well, and we want it to continue to run well. We don't see any need to go outside and do an external search. So we have chosen Lieutenant Lucchese to replace Chief Snyder, and that's going to happen. But we also are going to be replacing Lieutenant Lucchese. And so we interviewed several candidates, and the town, I'd like to make a motion that the town board promote Detective Sergeant Scott Butler to lieutenant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And so we've notified them, but it's now official. And so, congratulations.
I think it's a great selection, and I'm very happy to say that we had a lot of great candidates within. Every one of our sergeants, I believe, can do the job. So I'm sure it was very difficult for all of you as well. And it's nice to see us continue to move forward so we can have a smooth transition. Lieutenant and I will begin the process to look at the replacement of Detective Sergeant Butler's position, and then see where we go from there. So I'll keep you
And
updated on that.
that's a police department purview. That
Correct.
we're not involved in that part. I think we will approve it.
We'll bring it to you
but-
for approval.
But we're not going to be doing the interviews. That's departmental.
Just congratulations, Chief, on leaving the department in such great shape, and for having folks who are ready to take on these roles, that very, very highly qualified people we were talking to. It was just really great.
Very
Thank
nice
you.
to hear. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and I'll tell you, I'm very proud of the agency because
Yeah.
I can do as much work as possible, want them to go in the direction that I want them to go into. But if you don't have them out there doing the work and willing to, serve a community the way we do,
Yeah.
it's really on them. So I thank them to make my job easier as well as, representing our community.
Great force, thank you.
It is interesting, interviewing, I think we don't have, it was very interesting for us to have more interaction with the different officers on an individual level. And one of the things that struck me is they all really think of themselves as being on the same team. They're not like individual players, like they are on the team. And they all have this real team mentality. And it was nice to see. And there's a very strong community ideal as well.
Great.
But I was very impressed with all of the candidates. And so it's a credit to, I think, the current leadership, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll stay.
But I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 2A through, we have 2H.
H?
H. Okay, 2H.
You
Plus
put
the
two
two.
other items on the agenda?
I and J.
And did you have to mention the police officer's name that we have to approve the, I want to make sure that approval happens the right way on this one,
For
so.
the
I
resignation?
have written,
Supervisor didn't say his name, and I wonder if you needed to.
so this, Rosanna can put that in the minutes, I think.
Do we need to announce anything around that?
You should probably mention it, but it'll also. be
I'll leave
in
it
the
back then.
minutes. Eric Bernhardsen.
Bernhardsen. We hired him in 2016 and went from part-time to full-time. Somehow we didn't get it into the minutes, so to make it official with civil service and everything else, we're now retroactively saying that, yes, we did make this change back in 2016,
May 11th.
on May
May
11th.
11th, 2016.
We just could not find the paperwork for it.
It wasn't actually approved at a meeting, that's
Okay,
why
it
it's
wasn't
not in
approved
the
at a meeting
minutes.
then, it
Yeah.
was just done.
It's
It
not-
wasn't a minutes issue,
Yeah, it's
was
not
it?
that, I didn't.
Just
No,
include it,
well,
it's just
we,
it wasn't
maybe we had
done
a,
at
maybe we had a
meeting.
special meeting when you weren't there or something, and
I
but
went
probably
through all of the
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, we couldn't find it. His swearing in was sworn in as a part-timer when we did the switch, and the documents were signed by the supervisor to be hired as the full-time opening that we had. Somehow,
we just didn't.
we missed the little fine details. So, this will make it all better.
What else were we doing in May of
You have the
2016?
motion,
Probably
do
something
you
crazy
need a
going
motion
on.
and you have it, but you don't have a second to it?
I don't have a second.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Items 2A through J.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
I actually just, I know we just spoke, I just want to say that I think it's really great that we just appointed Marty Irwin to be on CWASP, and I think says a lot about your commitment to the town and public service. I think that's really great.
Well,
Marty.
thank you, appreciate
Yes.
that. That's where I started 10 years ago in 2009.
Yeah.
I
And-
agree.
And just all of these folks in,
Yeah.
in item 2B who are, the level of volunteerism in the community continues to be outstanding, and just all the folks re-upping for more service. Especially call out Lyle Nolan for the planning board, another 7-year term, and everyone on the list who's continuing to work hard for the town. Thank you.
I would say too, they're excellent. It's really been a pleasure working with John Orpitelli, who's the chair of the Historic Preservation Commission. To have him on for another 4 years, I can feel really good about that, and many others.
Yeah.
From Janelle in the bike ped,
Yep.
and Dan Lipson's been
Dan
on there a long
Lipson, Mark
time,
Ice.
Tony Hoganson, Janet Yusko, Jim Littlefoot, Susan, the whole ENCB.
Susan Stessen, Rich Wetton,
Re-upping,
Janelle
it looks
Potter.
like, there's Susan Stessen and Rich Whitney and Janelle Piotr and Rose Rudnitsky. Wonderful. We should have
And
a
just so we haven't
volunteer
mentioned
party,
everyone,
I
Joe
swear.
Joe
Annual
Duso
volunteer
on the
party.
zoning board. Now we've got everybody.
Pardon? Yeah.
Our town doesn't run without our volunteers, and everybody who has a few moments, raise your hand and come on and help us.
Well, yeah, we appreciate mentioning them, thank you. So I'd like to, and if you have a discussion, or I'd like to make a motion to approve Lieutenant Lucchese applying for the live scan, the electronic fingerprint matching system.
Grant?
Yeah,
Yep. Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'd like to approve the disposal of outdated 3G wireless modems and antennas from the patrol cars.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
And we did that already, number 5. I guess this is a resolution, I'd like to, this is a resolution to, asking the governor and the New York State Assembly and New York Senate to not cut Medicaid funding in the 2020 New York State budget. It's been posted on the website in discussion.
You
All-
need a second.
I second it,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
And so the next one is, the testimonial gateway, the part, we had a long discussion about this in the past. The Mohawk Preserve is working on the Gatehouse parking lot. As part of that project, they're installing guardrails on Gatehouse Road. Chris Marks has been working with them. They need to do a few more things to get final approval from Chris, but my motion would be to authorize the supervisor to sign the approval contingent upon Chris's final okay.
What are you approving exactly?
Our accepting the guardrails on Butterville Road, and we then take property, they give them to us after they've installed them, they've already installed them, and then we, I think, agree to hold them harmless because they're now our guardrails.
And we
maintain
take care of them, we maintain that area, Chris, is that the deal? Yeah.
You made a motion
Yeah,
that it needs a second, I'll second it.
Is there a difference between guide rail and guardrail? That's 'cause it says guide rail on the agenda.
I think they call them guide rails.
It's actually the correct term, guide rail.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that.
Pass those down.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the December warrant in the amount of $387,615.05.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You have to close the public hearing now.
Yes, I'd like to make does anyone have any comments about the public hearing for the local law for the water and sewer
Meters?
meters?
The resolution just for the swearing in.
Okay. Okay, so, well, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to make a motion to adopt local law number 9 of 2019, water and sewer billing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. We
Rosanna,
added-
did we need to add something? You sent it was an email.
There was a separate resolution to actually adopt the law,
Okay,
but you basically covered that in your motion.
great.
Did we accept the resignation? Okay, so we should move that.
Is that this
Heather
one?
Freeze?
Heather Freeze.
Uh,
We moved it, I think, to the town board agenda, but I don't,
Oh, it's on the
It's on
the
the
consent.
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 I'm sorry, okay, I apologize.
And I guess I'd like to, why don't we talk about solar on the
Yeah,
landfill
let's do
first?
that and then let Marty close.
Yes, so that we can have discussion, this is in an email that I circulated to the board only today, or yesterday, today. And I will read, I move that the ad hoc committee is authorized and directed to negotiate exclusively with Hess Solar in an effort to achieve an option lease agreement that is, I have this for you, I'll give it to you, with Hess Solar's original proposal submitted in August of 2019, and its best and final offer submitted in September. If a proposed agreement offering the town either of these options is not submitted for the town board's review and approval by